Scriptural verses about government and nations. Genesis chapter 9 verse 19 says, "These are the 3 sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread." Exodus chapter 23 verse 8 says, "And you shall take no bribe, for a bribe binds the discerning and perverts the word of the righteous." Deuteronomy chapter 32 verse 8 says, "When the Most High gave the nations their inheritance, when he divided the sons of man, he set the boundaries of the peoples according to the number of the sons of God." Psalm chapter 22 verse 28 says, "For kingship belongs to the Lord, and he rules over the nations." Job chapter 12 verse 23 says, "He makes nations great, and destroys them, he enlarges nations, and sends them away." Psalms chapter 24 verse 1 says, "The earth is the Lord's, and everything in it. The world and all its people belong to him." Psalms chapter 26 verse 10 says, "In whose right there is a bribe is a hand that is full of sinister scheme." Psalm chapter 66 verse 7 says, "He rules forever by his power, his eyes watch the nations, let not the rebellious rise up against him." Selah. Psalm chapter 74 verse 17 says, "You set all the boundaries of the earth, you made the summer and winter." Psalm chapter 109 verse 8 says, "May his days be few, may another take his place of leadership." Proverbs chapter 14 verse 34 says, "Righteousness exalteth a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people." Proverbs chapter 17 verse 23 says, "A wicked man accepts a bribe behind the back to pervert the ways of justice." Proverbs chapter 21 verse 1 says, "The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will." Proverbs chapter 29 verse 2 says, "When the righteous thrive, the people rejoice, when the wicked rule, the people groan." Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6 says, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace." Isaiah chapter 14 verse 26 says, "This is the purpose that is purposed upon the whole earth, and this is the hand that is stretched out upon all the nations." Daniel chapter 2 verse 21 says, "He changes times and seasons, he sets up kings and deposes them. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to the discerning." Daniel chapter 4 verse 17 says, "The decision is announced by messengers, the holy ones declare the verdict, so that the living may know that the Most High is sovereign over the kingdoms of men and gives them to anyone he wishes and sets over them the lowliest of men." Daniel chapter 4 verse 32 says, "You will be driven away from people and will live with the wild animals, you will eat grass like cattle. 7 times will pass by for you until you acknowledge that the Most High is sovereign over the kingdoms of men and gives them to anyone he wishes." Acts chapter 17 verse 26 says, "From one man he made every nation of men, that they should inhabit the whole earth, and he determined the time set for them and the exact places where they should live." Romans chapter 13 verse 1 says, "Everyone must submit himself to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except that which God has established." The authorities that exist have been established by God. Titus chapter 3 verse 1 says, "Remind the people to be subject to rulers and authorities, to be obedient, to be ready to do whatever is good." 1 Timothy chapter 2 from verse 1 to verse 2, "I exhort therefore, that, first of all, supplications, prayers, intercessions, and giving of thanks, be made for all men, for kings, and for all that are in authority, that we may lead a quiet and peaceable life in all godliness and honesty."